Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another PCM repair and test. This is coming from South Carolina. It's a 2003 F-150 Lightning. Elliot, this is your computer. He's concerned, well, just as to show that this is his computer because I have it already open and he will see, he has a picture of his port number and everything. I have it ready connected, ready to go. Let me just read briefly his email to me right here. Let me just go. My name is Elliot. I have a 2003 Ford Lightning. Recently, I thought my starter was going bad. Replaced it. The truck was still cranking, but taking longer to crank or to start. Then replaced the fuel pump. Had a transmission fluid change due to the fact that it was getting a first to second shift error code. The local shop stated it is now a computer problem, and they recommended to contact you to see if you could diagnose it. And I have an SVT tune on it and proceeds to return it to stock, but it is being returned to stock. Still, I'm having long wait time to start. I included shop's name and the individual that recommended you was Lee. Just wonder if you could take a look and see what happens. Well, yeah, definitely the transmission shop was right in the money. This is a very common issue that I have actually many videos, and probably they actually saw that and recommended based on in the findings that I have done into. Let me see if I have any more information in here that I need to. Oh, yeah. He said, as far as the engine cranking, hot cold makes no difference. Engine will intermittently have extended cranking times until it starts. Verify good cranking signal at the PCM. Verify good cam signal at PCM and replace cam sensor. Replace the fuel pump module and verify fuel pressure is within the specs. Check injector signal and found no signal until engine is started. After researching the issue, we found that the 0104 Lightning PCM had issues with the analog to digital converter, and that is definitely based on my findings because that is exactly what is happening. Recognizing the crank signal causing the intermittent start or extend this cranking time to start by checking and eliminating other potential causes. The PCM had become the primary focus as to the cause of the extended cranking. All right, so that's what I have from him. Just a short commercial. If you need to send any computers for repair, look for Mike Salazar Diagnostics. Yeah, my name is spelled MAIC and sounds as Mike and .com, right? So this is the shipping address in here. You can click in here on contact us. This will open your email. You can start a chat as well on this other button in here. If you do that, please include your email in the conversation. Or if you want to get more information, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and look into the contact information form in here. You can enter in here and then submit it, and I will contact you. Or you can just use your phone or computer and email me. That's the email right there, Mike at MikeSalazarDiagnostics.com. That's my telephone number and the shipping address, right? Like that, we can start information and contact to help you with any module that you need to repair. All right, so the first thing that I usually do with these computers, I already have created a harness that I am ready to perform the test. I have a cluster that I use for that. So everything is ready to go. I am also using the full probe for the simulator, in this case, to provide the signals and powers and also to get to the computer. I am now ready to go. This is again a control environment. So I'm using a 500 RPM. This should immediately, as soon as I turn everything off, will read RPMs, and it has to be nice and steady. I am providing the signal 51. I'm going to show you here because this is very important. Signal 51 for low RPMs, and then signal 7. Again, this is very unique for my setup to higher RPMs. All right, so I'm going to power up. I'm going to get you to focus into the instrument cluster because I asked Elliot and he sent me a video where he cranks it and there is no difference, no start. But again, so let's try here. All right, so I'm cranking right now, starting the car. We will see the needle come back and it stayed low, and then it might pick up later. You see, like in there, But other things that we can see, and this is again because I'm providing a nice and clean signal, but you can see how it's dropping, right? So focusing to that, we can see the drops on that signal, and then that is no good. That is definitely a problem. We have definitely a computer issue, 100%. So the next thing that I want to do is read the data, make sure that we can communicate with the computer. I do have his big number. So let me read it from the folder. The last digit should be C as in Carlos, A as in Apple, 88302. For this, I'm using the top-down Phoenix Max and the MDCI Pro, which is connected wireless. All right, so that's a good sound. It's a 4, C888-302, so that is the correct pin number. We're going to do into quick access just to connect to the computer. And after the car cranks on start, it will eventually warm up and work good. So that is a normal thing. So we will try to reproduce this about, turning the car off and on. So I'm going actually to turn the signal off from the actual full probe and see if we see the glitches. I'm going to do that as the meantime when you guys are watching it here. I'm actually right here. So I'm going to start this again. So I'm going to set up the ignition and going to 500 RPMs. Just want to make sure that we can see the drops, and it looks like it's only happening when it's cold. So this is going to be a little hard to reproduce, especially in this control environment. As you can see right now, the signal is steady. Again, why? Because I already warmed up the computer or let it see it. So if I keep alive power, right, I turn everything off and I try again, the same signals are still being provided in there. So I'm going to try that one more time. This should read immediately. And as you see that lag of time in there, that is no good. I am also looking for to see glitches, and that's what I'm looking for to see. I don't want to let the computer warm up too much. I'm gonna get a little more RPMs, probably 550, because that's the sweet spot that I have noticed for when they're failing. I mean, just trying to reproduce the concern in here, right? Which we already saw in the beginning. Yeah, you see, it's not picking up. You see, I know these computers to the dot. You see right now it's definitely no RPMs. So that is perfect. All right, so this is a supercharged computer. I'm going to just leave it there because it might pick up later on, but I wanted to keep it there. Uh, you see, this is what happens when you're talking and recording and doing too many things at the same time. I press the wrong thing on the computer. All right, click on, let it read that. I just want you to see that indeed the computer is seeing the RPMs, but it's not picking it up. And then it's no star because that is definitely what is happening. All right, so unknown fuel. This is again just for my settings. This is what I always use. Super Sharp is equipped. Come on. And then we're going to go into the PCM. And here we're just going to enter and see again. You see, I hope that you guys saw that it picked up the RPM for a brief of a second. You see it right there, right there. You see, this is exactly his concern, and this is why, because I mean they cannot do this on the car. This is like cranking, 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 cranking. You cannot do it in the car. You will burn the starter, burn the harness, right? So you can see how that is. Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm picking this up in the video. You can see how it's picking up, and now it's picking up. You see, like I said, I know these computers are 100%. All right, so let's read the data stream because I want to just show RPMs, and now we will be able to completely see these glitches happening that you will otherwise not be able to see in the car, because how can you reproduce 550 RPMs? It's impossible, right? So the starter doesn't go that quick. All right, so let me see if I can just go into RPM. These are input shaft, engine revolutions per minute. That's all I need to have. And we can see how it's, okay, let me graph that because that will be the perfect to see the drops. See right there, a drop. We're definitely seeing this. Oh, a huge drop, drop, drop. So that is exactly like you cranking and cranking, the signal is not being read. All right, Elliot, I don't want to take much longer on testing this computer. This is 100% the issue. The other thing that I want to see, because very important on these computers, is to read what the EPC is reading, even though um, they don't have a concern no longer on the transmission. But I want to make sure that I am not having any faults in there. I will probably do that test after I finish the repairs to make sure that everything is working good. Yep, I'm going to just do that. I mean, look at that. Look at that graph. All right, guys, let me stop the video right here. I'm going to perform the repairs. If you want to see more about what the repairs are for this is the analog to digital circuit and a lot more, obviously, that I need to do on the computer, but I don't show all that because there's a lot of other companies that are trying to copy what I do, and they're not going to be able. Those parts are no longer available. I bought the last batch, and it's impossible to find. So yeah, you want to have to come to Mike's Salazar Diagnostics for this. Yeah, I'm very protective on that. I'm a small business. I don't want to disappear, right? All right, guys, I will be right back. Talk to you later. All right, guys, I spoke to Elliot, and actually he approved the repairs and already paid for. So I'm right now with the computer done. I got everything ready to go, and we're going to proceed with the tests after repairs. So again, everything is hooked up and ready to be on. So what we're looking for to do is let the needles rest. You will see as soon as this all needles goes up, it should read immediately RPM, and that was not happening. All right, so moment of truth. Here we go. Needle will go to rest, all of them. Look at the right side too, and as soon as they all come up, boom, immediately we have RPM. I'm gonna do that again one more time because this is his main concern, cranking. One more time, as soon as all the needles come back down, and then all will read, boom, right there. And we can see the temperature is instantly, and look at the needle, is nice and steady, no glitches, no nothing, everything is good. All right, so the next test that I want to do is into higher RPM. So I'm going to turn the ignition on and off, sorry, on the full probe. And you can see now that we're reading no RPMs. Everything is power up. So I'm going to change the signal here to signal number 7, which is the signal that I use to go into higher RPMs, which he is not really having any issues with that, but I want to make sure that everything is working properly, right? So as soon as I put this on, it reads instantly. You see, it's instantly. So this is not waiting, nothing is happening, everything is good in there. I'm going to raise the RPM to like around 2000. Perfect. We can see that it responds, and we can see I'm in 2100 RPMs. Hopefully the camera can pick up that in there. Refresh rate sometimes is not the best on the screen, right, compared to what the camera can pick. But yeah, everything is looking good. I'm going down to around 111, 1100 RPMs. So that is perfect. So all that is good. All right, so we're going to go back to the signal 51. All right, so I inject that signal and I'm going to go over to around, 450. I'm going to actually try very low cranking, which is also very important, like to make sure the computer can read low cranking RPM. So I'm going to turn that on, and we can see instant reading of RPM, even very low RPMs, which is what the analog to digital converter cannot read. The low RPMs, and it gives glitches. But you can see that needle is steady, perfect. All right, Elliot, your computer is now fully operational. I will be sealing it, putting the warranty seals. So make sure that when we install the computer, we are careful with that. I also give Elliot recommendations and all the F-150 Lightning customers to make sure that we put coils and plugs, because that's what end up damaging this. Bad alternators, bad coils or so, but number one failure is coils and plugs, and that's what I require to give the warranty. And he's already ordered the parts and everything to install in the vehicle before they install the computer back. I always request to please send me the invoice of the repair and the parts so I can add it to his folder, just so I revisit if anything happens in the future, which I have only maybe a couple of them, and 1,000 or more than 1,000, that after almost a year had a problem, but I cover always and I protect my customers. Jose Alvarez is one of them, and I took care of them. But yep, everything is good to go, so we have no problems in here. Again, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.